What's good, cuz? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm bringing you guys another AFC predictions video. We got 3 divisions left, and today we're doing the AFC East. So who will win the division? Will it be the Patriots, the Dolphins, the Bills, or the Jets? Comment down below your predictions. And as always, if you're excited for the video, please do me a favor, hit that like button for me, and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I would greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get it.
Minika, watch me on Twitch, ooh, I'm streaming. I'm on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, red button beaming. Let's get that sub count, take over YouTube, ooh, we teaming. My content so high, ooh, yeah, I'm steaming. Ooh, yeah, I'm steaming, red button beaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 6th out of 8th division in the 2021-22 season for the NFL this year. Obviously, like I said in all the previous ones, we will be redoing these prediction videos probably around August time when the season is about to kick off, because right now free agency hasn't finished. It just about started, actually. The NFL draft has not happened, and we'll see if there's any trades throughout the off season as well. So we still have a lot of things to be decided in the next coming months before the NFL season starts. But today we'll just be doing our way too early predictions on the AFC East. So we got the New England Patriots, the Miami Dolphins, the Buffalo Bills, and the New York Jets, who will be taking the division. We're going to start things off with the New England Patriots. All right, New England Patriots are up first, and I'm recording this video after they just went on a free agency tear. Bill Belichick went out and signed so many guys. Just to name a few, we got Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, so they have an awesome tight end duo. Probably one of the best tight end duos in the league, if not the best. I know you have Kelsey, Kittle, and Waller, but I don't really know who their second tight end is. So they have 2 very good quality tight ends on their team. They signed Kendrick Bourne, they signed Nelson Aguilar, they signed Jalen Mills, they signed Matthew Judon, just to name a few guys. They went on an absolute tear there in New England. They wanted to get some talent on that team because last year they were one of the worst talented teams in the entire NFL. So Bill Belichick did not want to run that back as formerly constructed. So they got Cam Newton a bunch of weapons, got guys that could rush the passer, a nice cornerback in Jalen Mills. So they picked up a lot of good pieces. So I was originally going to have them probably 3rd in the division once again, but with all those upgrades, we're going to see how they do this year. So let's throw the schedule on the screen. Last year they did place 3rd in the AFC East, which is actually pretty good because they add all these weapons. Now they get to play all the 3rd ranked AFC teams from last year, which could be good for them. They don't have to play the top teams in the AFC, so they don't have to play the Chiefs. They don't have to play the Steelers. They don't have to play whoever else finished in the AFC. I forget. I think it's the who is it? The Tennessee Titans. And then you don't have to play the 2nd place teams either. You get to play all divisions in the AFC's 3rd place team. So that's pretty good for your schedule. So on the screen right now, week 1, we don't have exactly when these games will be taking place. Once again, it's still too early in the offseason to know like which teams will be playing which week. So they're just all to be announced, but we'll just go in order of what we have here on the site. So up first, they have the Atlanta Falcons, and they're going to Atlanta, and I think they will win this game. I think the new pass rush that they have and all the guys coming back from opt-out as well will help get to Matt Ryan and probably win this game defensively and have Cam Newton just run out the ball, Damian Harris, Sony Michel, those type of guys, and get that win pretty easily. Now, the Buffalo Bills will probably, I think, maybe win the division. We'll have to see what these schedules turn out to be because, like I said, the Patriots are going to have an easier schedule than them, but I think the Bills are probably still better than the Patriots, just about. But I'd say they split this year in the schedule. I don't think they're going to get swept by the Bills, and I don't think the Patriots are going to sweep the Bills. So I'm going to say they go 1-1 here. I'm going to give the Bills the win in Buffalo, though, so it's going to be 1-1 for the Patriots to start. Then they're going to beat the Panthers pretty easily. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is going to be very good over there in Carolina. We'll see if they get anybody in the draft, but I think Bill Belichick's defense will definitely be able to scheme a lot against Teddy Bridgewater. Just keep McCaffrey out of the game, and like Bill Belichick likes to do, he likes to take away your best weapon. So keep Christian McCaffrey out of the game, make Teddy Bridgewater beat you, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. So I think you're going to be able to win that game. Up next, you have the Houston Texans, and I'm predicting Houston if they trade Deshaun Watson, which is probably 80% likely, probably 90 to 95%, just to give them the benefit of the doubt, give them 80% there. They are not going to lose this game to the Houston Texans. They will beat Houston in Houston. So the New England Patriots will start off 3-1. Up next, the Patriots are traveling to Indianapolis, and this will be a pretty 50-50 game in my opinion because you got the Colts at home field. I like Carson Wentz enough for him to game manage games where Jonathan Taylor can get loose. They can get the run game going. He's got decent pass options there. If T.Y. Hilton comes back like he did at the end of the season, he looked pretty good towards the end of the season, didn't look good the majority of the season. So if he comes back, healthy and ready to go, could be a decent number one option over there. You got Michael Pittman Jr., who's going to be a very good wide receiver in the league as well. So you got some passing options there. I think this could be a very, very close game. And then you have the Colts defense is obviously very, very good. So I think it'll probably be a very low scoring game, but I'm going to honestly give it to the Colts just because they have home field advantage here. So I'm going to give the Colts the win there and make the Patriots 3-2. You're traveling to the Los Angeles Chargers, and we saw what Bill Belichick did last year in LA to Justin Herbert and the guys over there. Absolutely dominated them, and that was with no weapons whatsoever. All those opt-out guys, none of those free agent signings. So I'm giving the Patriots a win once again. So they are 4-2. Now they have to go to Miami. Now this is going to be a tough one, but we'll see what Bill Belichick can do against Tua Tagovailoa, who I expect to be the quarterback because Ryan Fitzpatrick just signed in Washington. So I don't think they're going to go in the draft and draft anybody there in Miami, but we'll see who the backup's going to be in Miami during free agency, who they pick up, see if they want to start with Tua or they want to start with that backup quarterback, maybe a veteran. We'll see, but I'm going to give the Patriots the win here, even with it being in Miami. I like both defenses. You got Brian Flores, who was a coach under Bill Belichick at a time, so he probably knows how he likes to run his team over there, but I'm going to give it to the New England Patriots to beat the Miami Dolphins, and then we have the Buffalo Bills up next, who I said they will split with, so I'm going to give the Patriots the win here. That makes them 6-2 halfway through the season. All right, so Patriots are 6-2 halfway throughout the season. They got Miami up next at home. They beat them in Miami, and I think they beat them again at home. I think Tua's going to really, really struggle against this New England defense, and I'm saying that the New England offense is going to be much better than they were last year, so they should get the win there. They're going to beat the Jets pretty easily because of the Jets, and they never play good against the Patriots, and we don't even know who their quarterback's going to be. I'm going to give the win to the Patriots as well against the Jaguars. We will see Trevor Lawrence in his first year against Bill Belichick. First-year quarterbacks never do good against Bill Belichick, so I'm giving the win to the Patriots to make the Patriots 9-2. Now, you do have 4 or 5 tough games here. You have the Jets again, which is not very tough, but you got 4 straight tough games. Now, you got the Titans, the Saints, the Buccaneers, and the Browns. Now, I don't think they're going to lose all 4 games. I don't think they're going to win all 4 games. I'm probably just going to mark them up right now as going 2-2 in these games, just because they're very, very tough to pick, and I'm not sure who they're going to lose against or who they're going to win against, and there's a lot to be determined between now and the actual start of the season, where these games could become wins or could become losses, but I'm going to give them the win against the Titans. Then they can stop Derrick Henry. If you stop Derrick Henry, you can beat the Tennessee Titans. If you keep that play action out of Ryan Tannehill's hands, they lost Corey Davis to the Jets, so they have A.J. Brown still, and they lost Jonnu Smith, who's now on the New England Patriots, so they've lost some offensive weapons there in Tennessee. So I'm giving the Patriots the win there, and I'm giving them a loss against the Saints because of the defense of the Saints. They're starting Taysom Hill, it's going to look like, so I think that the defense is going to be a very defensive game, and I think the Saints defense is going to be able to pull it out. That could be a 50-50 game. You never know. Then we have Tom Brady returning to Foxborough with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to beat the New England Patriots. He wants his revenge on Bill Belichick after winning that Super Bowl. I think the Buccaneers will beat the New England Patriots, probably their worst loss of the year. I just think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be on another level next year. I have them winning their division in the NFC South, so I'm giving both NFC South teams here, the Saints and the Buccaneers, the win against the New England Patriots. That makes them 10-4 towards the end of the season. Now, do they lose to the Browns is the question. I think they do, even in New England. I'm going to give them the loss. Now, this game could become a win. Patriots fans might get mad at me that this game might be a win or a loss for them, but I think they're going to lose it right now. We'll see what happens in time, but I like the way Cleveland was playing towards the end of the year. Have them as my AFC North winner next year. If you guys haven't seen that video, go check that out. So I'm giving the Browns the win here in this one. Makes the Patriots 10-5, and I'm having them win it at the end of the year against the New York Jets to make the Patriots overall 11-5. All right, so up next, we're going to talk about the New York Jets, who are probably going to be last place in the division once again. Probably not a lot of surprise to you guys. We don't know who their quarterback is going to be. Will it be Sam Darnold, or will they go in the draft, get Zach Wilson, get Justin Fields like they were talking about? They did pick up a couple good pieces, though, in free agency. They got Carl Lawson from the Bengals, which I talked about in the Patriots side of the video, who's a very good pass rusher, which they very much needed. So that'll help Quinnen Williams, who was on the other side of him, with the pass rush. So that pass rush could be actually pretty good next year. We'll have to see about that. And they picked up Corey Davis from the Tennessee Titans, who will be a good piece for either Sam Darnold or Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, whoever the quarterback is in New York next year. But let's move on to their schedule. And at first, we have the Atlanta Falcons here, who I think they will probably get a loss against because they have to go to Atlanta. I think Atlanta's offense is better, and Atlanta's defense is low-key very, very nice. If they get a good coaching staff there, I think they could really make that defense into at least a top half defense in the league, maybe even a top 10 defense. So I'm giving Atlanta the win there. Up next, you got the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. The Jets are not going to win this game. Bills are just a better team than them. Don't have to do much analysis there, but the Bills are just a better team than the Jets. They're going to get the win. I am going to give the win to the Jets against the Carolina Panthers, because I think the Panthers are going to be one of the worst teams in the league next year. Maybe a bottom 5 team. We'll have to see who they get in the draft if they move off Teddy Bridgewater. Like I said before, we'll have to see what he does, but I'm giving the Jets their first win of the season against him. Now they have to go to Denver, and we'll have to see who the quarterback for Denver is going to be as well. Will it be Drew Lock, or will they get somebody in the draft? Because I'm not a big fan of Drew Lock. I think Denver will also be a bad team next year. I don't think their defense is as good as they once were. They're getting older. Von Miller is getting older there. So we'll really have to see what Denver does in the draft if they go to get a quarterback. They do have pieces on offense, but they just need a quarterback who's going to be consistent for them and not hot and cold like Drew Lock is. But I am going to give the win to Denver here because they're just a better team and they're at home against the Jets. Unless we see what the Jets do in the draft, we'll see. We'll see what they look like to start the season. It's a game they could win, but I'm going to give it to Denver for right now. I think they're going to beat the Houston Texans to go 2-3. Just think the Texans are going to be really, really bad without Deshaun Watson, and they have no other pieces besides him, to be honest. Will Fuller's probably leaving. Brandon Cooks, we'll have to see what he does, but they don't really have a lot of pieces there in Houston, so we'll really see how bad they are next year, but I probably see them having the #1 pick next year. So the Jets are 2-3 to start the season. All right, up next, I got the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are a better team than them. That's an easy loss for them. They're losing to the Dolphins in Miami. They're losing to the Patriots, like we said, in New England. They're going to lose to the Bills again. They're going to lose a lot of division games. I'm going to give them one win, though, in the division against Miami on the way back in New York. Maybe whoever the quarterback is for the Jets will outduel Tua here. As long as they don't turn the ball over to that Miami defense, that's very, very good. Maybe they can win a low-scoring, ugly game in New York and go 3-7. So that was a lot of quick. Let's recap that. Loss against the Colts, loss against the Dolphins in Miami, loss against the Patriots in New England, loss against the Bills in New York as well. And then you have a win against Miami when they come to New York. So what is that? I think the Jets are 3-8. Excuse me. I thought they were 3-8. They're 3-7. We got 6 games to go, and they have a hard schedule to end the season here. They are going to get another loss against the New England Patriots. That'll make them 3-8 there. Then you got the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence. I mean, the Jets could win this game. The Jaguars are not a good team. They're just getting a very great quarterback, but who knows what he'll be at the beginning of the season. Could you give the Jets here the win? You probably could. With that pass rush, you know what? I'll give it to them in New York. Maybe beat Trevor Lawrence his first year in the league, unless the Jaguars go out and sign a lot of good players. We'll see what they do. But I think the Jets are a better football team by just a little bit because the Jets have the #2 pick this year and the Jaguars have the #1 pick. So we'll really see what happens. But I'll give the Jets the win for now. We'll see what free agency turns out to be around August time. Give the Jets the win now. They're 4-10. Loss against the Titans. Loss against the Saints. Loss against the Buccaneers. 3 straight. Makes them 4-11. Yeah, 4-11 for them. And then you have the Bengals versus the Jets to either go 5-11 or 4-12. So this is really going to be a tough game to toss up. It depends on when they play during the season. If Joe Burrow is back, I'm going to give it to the Bengals. I like the Bengals offense and their defense better than I like the Jets offense and defense. We'll see what happens, but I'm giving it to the Bengals. Jets finish overall 4-12. All right, third team in the division. We have the second place team from last year, the Miami Dolphins. Let's throw the schedule on the screen for you guys. What will happen? Will Tua Tagovailoa take a step up after no OTAs, no training camp last year and coming off that injury from Alabama, or will he just not be a good quarterback in the NFL? Who will they take with that #3 pick? I don't think they're going to take a quarterback, but will they take somebody like Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Kyle Pitts, Devontae Smith, get a weapon for Tua to give him a really good #1 option? I think that's probably the route that they should go, but we will see. So let's throw the schedule on the screen for you guys. And up first, they're going to Buffalo. They're not winning that game. Bills are better than them. Defensively, maybe not, but offensively, definitely. And they're close enough defensively for the Bills to get this win at home. You have the Jaguars. Now, this is a very winnable game. Miami defense is very, very good. So I think that they will beat the Jacksonville Jaguars here, go 1-1. Then they have the Buffalo Bills at home, and I still don't think they're going to beat the Bills. I think the Bills will sweep them next year. I'm giving the win to the Buffalo Bills. Just think that Diggs, Allen connection's just too good, and Josh Allen's just way better than Tua. So I think the quarterback with a way better margin is going to beat the Miami Dolphins. They'll start off 1-2. All right, so Miami's 1-2 to start the season, and I said they're going to get swept by New England, so that's a loss here. They're going to win against a bad Jets team. They're going to win against a bad Texans team, so they're back 3-3. Now you get the Colts at home, and I've picked the Colts to beat the Patriots and the Jets, but that's because they were in Indianapolis. So this is really, really good defense against really good defense. Carson Wentz is probably better than Tua Tagovailoa, but we'll have to see what he does. If he turns the ball over, he was a turnover machine, and Miami forced a lot of turnovers last year. Giving the win to Miami in Miami, giving them the win against the Falcons as well. I think they could force some turnovers against Matt Ryan and those guys. And then I'm giving the win against the Panthers too, so their schedule is not too bad. They get to see the Panthers as well, so I'm going to give them 6-3 to start the season. So that's 9 weeks in, and they are 6-3. That's not too bad. Okay, so the Dolphins are 6-3, 9 weeks into the season, but their schedule is about to get a lot harder. I'm giving them a loss against the Baltimore Ravens at home, giving them a loss to the New England Patriots in New England, giving them a loss to the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. So that's 3 straight losses. Now you're 6-6. I said that the Jets would split with them in New York, so the Jets are going to get a win there. Think they could beat the Raiders because their defense is very good, but the offense there in Las Vegas is good as well, but their defense stinks. So if they don't get any defensive help in the draft, I don't think that the Vegas Raiders will win this game. So with 2 games left, the Dolphins are 7-7, not going to beat Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay, so that's a loss, but I will give them a win against the Tennessee Titans here because I like the defense. Like I said, Titans lost a lot of pieces offensively. If Derrick Henry has a ridiculous game and, runs all over the Dolphins, then they'll lose. But if not, if they can keep Derrick Henry maybe under like 100 yards, we'll have to see about that. Then maybe they could win this game. So right now, I'll mark it down as the Dolphins because I think they are an 8-8 team. Maybe I got some games wrong here and some games right here, but I think they're an 8-8 team overall. Maybe some one game here that I didn't get right, but I think they're 8-8, and that's how they're going to end it off overall. 8-8 record for the Miami Dolphins. Last but not least, we have the AFC East champions from last year, the Buffalo Bills. Doesn't look like they're losing any significant pieces on their team, so they're looking to run it back and make it to the AFC Championship again and make it to the Super Bowl this year. So we'll see what their schedule has in store. So up first, they have the Miami Dolphins, who I said they will sweep. They will beat the Patriots at home. They will sweep the Jets. They will beat the bad Houston Texans. They're going to have a close game against the Colts, but I'm giving it to the Bills. I think their offense is better than the Colts, and I think the defense will be close. The Colts did give them a big run for their money in the playoffs, but honestly, I think Phillip Rivers is better than Carson Wentz. Not going to lie. So I think the Colts game will be the closest one so far, but I think the Bills are going to start off 5-0. Think they're going to beat the Falcons as well. Just think they're a better football team. I think they beat the Panthers, who I think are going to be one of the worst teams in the league next year. And I think they're going to beat the Steelers as well because they dominated them last year and Big Ben just got older. They lost Juju. They probably didn't lose too many pieces on the defensive side of the ball there in Pittsburgh, but I think Buffalo is just a better team offensively and almost defensively. So 8-0 for the Bills right now. It's ridiculous. Coming out of the gate 8-0, looking to make a perfect season, but I don't think that's going to happen. They will get a win against the bad Jaguars team at home with Trevor Lawrence once again. Maybe Trevor Lawrence will steal one of these games against an AFC East team, but right now, just don't think they're going to be a very good football team, but we'll have to see. They will get their first loss, though, against Kansas City Chiefs, who owned them last year in the regular season and in the playoffs in that AFC Championship game that they lost. So I think they're going to do that once again and beat the Buffalo Bills. I said they would sweep the Miami Dolphins, so that's a win for them as well, but they will not sweep the New England Patriots. They will split with them, so that is a 10-2 record with 4 games to go. So you got 4 games left here in the schedule. I'd say you got one really hard one in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You got 2 moderate ones in the New Orleans Saints and the Titans because Drew Brees is not back. You got Taysom Hill this time around or Jameis Winston. Probably going to be Taysom Hill, though. So I think you're going to win one of these games, definitely. That's going to be the Jets. So you're going to win that Jets game. You're going to lose to the Buccaneers, definitely. So that's a loss against the Buccaneers. And then you're 11-3, looking to make 13-3, 12-4, or 11-5. So as long as you win one of these games, you're going to win the division. And I think that win is going to come against... I have to think. I think it's going to come against the New Orleans Saints. I think you're going to lose to the Titans. Call me crazy there. Think the Titans, I don't think you're going to be able to stop Derrick Henry this time around. I think you guys did beat them last year in the regular season, but for some reason, I think he's just going to have a game in Tennessee that time around that he's going to win it. But a packed Superdome is not easy to go into either, so these games could be flip-flop. You could lose to the Saints and beat the Titans. Don't know, but I think you're going to lose that one. So I'm going to give a Saints win. You're going to beat the Saints and you're going to lose to the Titans. So the Bills finish overall 12-4 and win the division. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the predictions. But before we get out of here, let's recap the standings for the AFC East for the 2021-22 season. Once again, if I didn't pick your team to do as good as you expected, don't hate in the comments. Don't dislike the video. Like I said, I will be redoing these predictions around August time when the season is about to start, where free agency happens, the draft happens, all that stuff. And I know more and more information about teams so we can make more accurate predictions. But as of right now, I have the Jets in last place at 4-12. I have Miami in third place at 8-8. You have the Patriots making a very nice bounce back season, coming from 7-9 to 11-5 in second place. And you have Buffalo in first place at 12-4. All right, so that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you guys did enjoy it, please do me a favor, hit that like button. It helps the channel out a bunch. And subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I would greatly appreciate trying to get to 800 subscribers. So if you can help me out with that, I would greatly appreciate. Also, make sure to follow me on my social medias, which are on the screen for you guys so you can see them here. Make sure to follow me on my Twitter, my TikTok, my Twitch, and my Instagram accounts. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.